You know what most men get wrong about love? They think women fall in love through logic, through reasoning, through flowers, compliments, effort, grand gestures. They think that if they show up with the right words, the right timing, or the right moves, love will just click. But here's the truth no one really tells you. A woman doesn't fall for what you do or say. She falls for how she feels in your presence, not because she plans to, not because she decides to, but because her nervous system, her emotions, and her subconscious start to associate you with something powerful. Emotional safety, mystery, presence, and leadership. It's not about the gifts, not about the dinners, not even about the effort. It's about the emotional experience she subconsciously associates with you, and the wild part, it happens gradually, not with fireworks, but with whispers, in silence, in stillness, in how you respond to her without trying to control her. So today, I'm not going to hand you a checklist. I'm not giving you tactics to fake attraction. I'm going to show you what actually creates emotional attachment. Let's talk real psychological triggers. Let's talk energy. Let's talk presence. Let's talk emotional control, the kind that magnetizes her without her ever being able to explain why. Point 1. She falls for how you handle her silence. Most men misread silence as rejection. When she goes quiet, when her energy shifts, when she's distant, distracted, or just off, the average guy starts overtalking, starts questioning her, starts needing answers. Are you mad? Did I do something wrong? What's going on? But a woman doesn't fall for the man who seeks comfort in her silence. She falls for the man who brings comfort to it. She's not always looking for solutions. Sometimes she's just watching how you hold space. And in those moments, what she's really asking is, can you be steady when I'm stormy? Can you remain grounded when I retreat into my head? Can you hold your frame without forcing me to explain every emotional wave I go through? Because when you don't panic in her pause, when you don't pressure her to be on for you, you send a quiet but powerful signal. I don't need to fix you. I'm not here to control you. I'm just here calm, clear, and present. And that kind of presence, it earns more trust than any romantic line ever could. Point 2. She falls for the man who doesn't flinch under pressure. Let's get real. Most men lose their edge when things get emotional. The second a woman raises her voice or sheds a tear, they shut down, explode, or flee. But the man who remains composed, the one who doesn't react but responds, that's the man who stands out. You don't argue back. You don't try to win the conversation. You don't start defending, explaining, or fixing. You breathe, you listen, you absorb, and when the moment calls for it, you respond without losing yourself. That tells her something deep. You can bring your full self to me, your anger, your sadness, your confusion, and I won't collapse under it. She doesn't want perfection. She wants containment. She wants to feel like you can handle her intensity without judgment, because when she feels emotionally safe around you, that's when she starts emotionally attaching to you. Point 3. She falls for the man who protects his energy. Every woman is drawn to a man who values himself, not with words, with actions. The man who doesn't respond immediately to every text. The man who doesn't need constant attention. The man who doesn't explain every move just to avoid conflict. That's the man who radiates something rare, self-respect. You don't give your energy away recklessly. You don't overshare to stay liked. You don't bend your standards just to be accepted, because you understand my energy is sacred, my time is earned, my presence is valuable. And that's not arrogance, that's leadership, that's maturity, that's emotional sovereignty. A woman doesn't fall for the man who needs her. She falls for the man who chooses her without losing himself. Point 4. She falls for the way you make her feel in her flaws. Let's be honest. She's not testing how much you like her at her best. She's observing how you treat her at her worst. When she's moody, when she's unfiltered, when she's overwhelmed, insecure, or uncertain. Do you judge her? Do you pull away? Do you try to fix her, mute her, or make her nicer for your comfort, or do you stay with her in it? Do you allow her to be human without shame? Do you love her, not in spite of her flaws, but through them? Because here's what no one tells you. Women don't fall for men who make them feel perfect. They fall for men who make them feel safe to be imperfect. Point 5. She falls when you lead without controlling. Leadership doesn't mean barking orders. It doesn't mean dominating or overpowering. It means you move with clarity, with purpose, with direction. You make plans, you make decisions. You move first not because you have to, but because you're clear on who you are. And when a woman senses that quiet strength, that internal compass that guides you, she begins to relax. She lets go of control, not because you took it from her, but because your presence says, "You're safe with me, you can trust where we're going." And that trust, that's the root of emotional attraction. Point 6. She falls for how you don't force connection. Most guys try too hard. They want depth now. They want vulnerability now. They want intimacy now, so they overshare. They push heavy topics. They mistake intensity for connection. But the man who lets things unfold, the man who allows silence, who listens without pushing, that's the man she remembers. You're not forcing her open, you're inviting her. You're not filling every moment, you're holding space. And when she finally opens up, you don't jump in to fix. You just witness her, fully, patiently, and that kind of connection, it doesn't burn out, it builds, slowly, strongly, lastingly. Point 7. She falls for the life you're building without her. Here's the paradox: the less you need a woman to complete you, the more she wants to be part of your life. You're not sitting around waiting for someone to inspire you. You're already in motion, you're building. Creating, moving with rhythm, you don't just talk about your goals, you live them, you embody them, and that creates a magnetic pull, because a woman doesn't want to be your reason to grow. She wants to witness your growth and feel pulled to join the ride. Point 8. She falls for your emotional gravity. Let's clear this up. Emotionally unavailable doesn't mean cold. It means composed. It means centered. You're not reactive. You're not thrown off by her moods. You don't overcommunicate out of fear. You're grounded, steady, immovable, and when she feels that, when she sees that her chaos doesn't shake you, that's when something powerful shifts. Curiosity becomes desire. Desire becomes emotional bonding, and bonding becomes real, lasting attachment. So, if you want to understand how women actually fall in love, stop rehearsing lines, stop memorizing pickup tactics. Stop chasing outcomes, start focusing on your presence, on your energy, on the emotional atmosphere you create, because it's never just about what you say. It's about how she feels in your presence, seen in silence. Safe in chaos, drawn to your life without needing to be the center of it. If this spoke to you, comment emotional gravity below. Let me know who stayed with me till the end, and remember, you don't chase real love. You become the kind of man who makes it impossible to ignore.